What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but we are back for another episode of The Cutting Board, and let me tell you, Nintendo finally did it. They threw me a bone, they threw us a bone, and revealed the Nintendo Switch 2 this morning in a trailer out of nowhere. Shout out to Randy Orton. And as always for these episodes, before I get on a rant about the Switch 2, I'm joined by John Hanson and Aiden. John, what are we doing here? The Switch 2, I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts about it.
Oh, I'm very excited. At the end of the day, that trailer didn't show much. Like, it was just kind of a CG reveal of what it looks like. I mean, we got the mouse sensor thing that Aiden was going on about, and we saw Mario Kart 9. But outside of that, it was just kind of... If you look at it, that was kind of just, hey, yeah, no, the Switch is real. The Switch 2 is real. Like, this is what it is. This is the name. This is what it looks like. And that was all we've needed for months. That's what we've been waiting for. Just give us that and tell us when we can expect to see more. And that's all they needed to do, and they nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally all they needed, and I'm satisfied. I am sated for a while. Thank you, Nintendo gods. But also, I will say I am slightly disappointed just because I've seen the system like 10 times over from the leaks, so there is like a slight disappointment that they were all correct, but I can get over it.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I feel as if this reveal would have hit 10 times harder if we didn't know anything. Like, if the leaks didn't happen, like, mind delete, sure. Did we all expect, being in this business, yeah, it's probably gonna be a bigger Switch? Of course, but it's that magic of leaks all the weeks leading up to this. We were all playing word of mouth here. No one really knew. Everyone was like, oh, this is like playground stuff. This took me back to the days where it's like, what's Nintendo's next big handheld gonna be? Oh, there's this rumor, but this guy said this, and this person said that. So, yeah, like, if the leaks didn't happen, would have been better, but we're here. We finally got it. Official word is out there.
That's just the industry we live in. I mean, there's always people leaking stuff for clout and all this stuff. Like, even though we heard legitimate leaks, there's also still tons of fake stuff that's been thrown out there. At this point, we all expect it. Maybe not to the degree that we got it with this Nintendo reveal, with how secretive they usually are. But I don't know. I'm just happy that it happened. I'm glad that we know when it's coming. The Nintendo Direct that they announced, that was in April as well. No, that was in... Hold on. I've got a press release up. I'm trying to find the Direct.
Direct's on April 2nd.
Yeah.
April 2nd is the Direct. Okay, So we don't have the release, right?
No release,
No.
just 2025,
All right.
hopefully.
Which
All right.
we'll point out, everyone that was rumoring it, like was leaking it, they were all saying, oh, the release date's going to be in March or April.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But instead we get the announcement in March or April.
If they're doing the Direct to like fully reveal it in April, I imagine release it's gonna be June or July at the earliest.
Perfect
Yeah, I
birthday
could
gift
see
for
that.
me.
Yeah, I'm completely fine with that. It's just I was going into this year expecting like April or May. June or July. I mean, I can push back my hype a few months. That's fine.
Yeah,
I do
I'm good
wonder
with it.
though. So we know Mario Kart 9 is a Switch 2 game. I still expect Metroid Prime 4 Beyond to be a Switch 2 game.
It has to be.
The Zelda thing where it releases for both consoles. We know not all games are backwards compatible, just a lot of them. I imagine that's going to be a thing where it's like all Nintendo games and a lot of third-party games, but the like indie games that are just complete slop on the eShop, the games that you pay like a penny for that have just plagued that store. I imagine they threw that out there just so it's like, oh, we can't guarantee that these will work fine. But I imagine we're going to get a Nintendo Direct for the games after that, because I don't see them like. Well, okay, no, maybe we'll still get like a big February Direct like Nintendo likes to do, and that will be their big blowout. Like, this is what you can expect from the Switch in the first year. But I find that hard to believe if they're not showing like the big gimmicks with the Switch. Like, we still don't know what that C button is for. There's like tons of like rumors, but I've heard it's for casting, it's for capturing, there's another C word out there.
I mean, I saw that was for all of that, literally, and also stood for community at one point and campus and
yeah, campus. Like, we have no idea what that one is for sure. Like, someone out there is probably telling the truth, but there's just so much there that we don't know for sure.
Now, this kind of scares me for the Direct for the console in April. Does that leave breathing room for them to be like, nah, let's wait till September or October to drop the Switch 2? Or do you think it's like a summer thing? This is when we should expect it.
I'm feeling fall, but I'm feeling fall just solely because console releases a lot of the time happen in fall.
Switch 1 was in March. So Nintendo plays by their own rules. They're kind of like Rockstar. Like, we don't need to do fall. They can do whenever they want. I would hope for summer. I mean, I hope for spring. Like, I want this as soon as I can get it. Like, this console's already been delayed. As long as they have enough to sell to everyone, I'm gonna be happy. The bigger thing is the game reveals. Yeah. And when we know where we're standing at with that, like Mario Kart 9 graphically looks amazing, but so did Mario Kart 8. I mean, you could put Mario Kart 8 on the Switch too, and I think it would still look great.
We don't need
to
that.
A point on that. Oh.
What's that?
To a point on that, I pointed out, like I pointed out to Kevin. I think he mentioned it too at one point. But in that trailer, you can see a brief snippet of Mario Kart 9. If that is Mario Kart 9,
it is.
And there's a part where it shows actually 24 places on the track.
Yeah. 24
So,
player lobbies. Oh my gosh. This is
bigger.
Excited.
They're doubling it from 12 to 24. I'm all for that. Yeah. No, that was 100% a different Mario Kart game, because that track we've never seen before. Donkey Kong looked completely different. They definitely redesigned him. The karts themselves are also slightly different from Mario Kart 8. So yeah, that is Mario Kart 9. That is, to me, that's confirmation that is a day one Switch 2 release. Kind of like Breath of the Wild for the Switch 1 was the first game that they showed with their reveal trailer.
Now, when we talk about games, I want to float this idea out there. Aiden, you might enjoy this one. When we got the Switch originally, they put Skyrim on it to basically say, hey, this is what the console could do. Hear me out. Do we get Elden Ring on the Switch 2 as a way to say, hey, this is what happens. This is the Switch 2?
I think we do. Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect the flip side there.
100% we get it. Nintendo revealed, I want to say it was during a investors meeting or something a few months ago. They put out a slide of a bunch of companies that are working on Switch 2 stuff, and From Software was included in that. Elden Ring is 100% going to be a Switch 2 game.
I'm not feeling Elden Ring. I think Elden Ring Night Rain, just not original Elden Ring. Because like I just see it as like it's 3 years old at this point. I mean,
that's the thing. Like, the Switch 2, it got so much third-party representation throughout the life of it that they were like throwing a ton of old games on it. The Switch 2's got to play catch up now, because the Switch 1 at the end of the last like 2 or 3 years of its life hasn't been able to run that stuff. We're 100% gonna. I think we'll get both Night Rain and the regular Elden Ring.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to see who's right.
I definitely think at this April Direct, we get the games coming out for this console, obviously. I don't think they do a separate thing. Pokemon Presents is another weird one that they might hold before. Is that happening before? I forgot when Pokemon Day is. But Pokemon Legends EA, I think, Switch 2.
I think it's in like 2 weeks.
Oh.
I'll check.
Forget that then.
Pokemon Day is February 27th.
There we go.
Okay.
So
end of
Pokemon
February.
Legends ZA, I think we're getting gameplay at this Pokemon Presents. We should. It's coming out
yeah.
this year. But for the Switch 2, as far as the launch lineup, I'm just going to say, obviously, I'm going to put my money on the new Mario Kart. I'm going to say Elden Ring, and I'm going to say Pokemon Legends ZA. I think we're and Metroid Prime 4. That's what I'm thinking. 3D Mario after, like, down the line.
Yeah, it just really depends on when the Switch 2 release date is.
Yeah.
I'm 100% convinced Mario Kart 9 day one. Pokemon Legends ZA, the rumor is around it that is specifically made for the Switch 1, but they're kind of working on a second version that's better for the Switch 2.
I mean, I could see that. I mean, Arceus had its issues on the original Switch. I mean, I'm sure that like Switch 2 faster processing probably be better to put ZA on the Switch 2.
It really comes down to like what they mean when they talk about like different versions of the same game for the console. Is it because it's obviously not an Xbox situation where pretty much you play older games and the console itself just works to make those games run better. This is obviously a thing where developers have to go in and make sure that the game itself is running better on the Switch 2. Not surprising. So yeah, I don't know. We still have a million questions, but I think right now you can 100% expect Mario Kart 9. Let's say that this comes out in June or July. Mario Kart 9 at release, and then I think you get that Mario Kart 3D game in the fall.
Yeah.
As the holiday game.
Now,
yeah, I could see that.
Now, one thing I want to float out there, I'm looking at the dock for this console that does have that gap. I think a nice feature for this, and I'm going to shout out Alarmo real quick, it would be a nice little thing to have like a status bar of like a little graphic of the game you're playing and the time, maybe. I don't know. Do something quirky with it. Add something to it. There's a space, I would like to think, for a reason. And I'm really zooming in on this picture. The bezel for the Switch 2, I don't know. I thought it'd be smaller. I could just be picky here. It's going to be a larger screen in general, but those are my gripes with the console.
It's also smaller than the original Switch, so it's fine with me.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Real quick, the Joy-Con coloring, we're going with a black iteration of this, and then like the blue and red accents. What are our thoughts there?
Oh, it's sleek.
It does look nice. It looks weird to me. Just because it's just reverse of what the Joy-Cons are now. I do wonder that mouse functionality thing, the sensor in it. I wonder how much we're really going to be using that.
I want to say a lot.
You want to say that?
I mean,
I don't know.
I imagine Sims games. Come on, like if there's a Sim game on it, Mario Maker, stuff like that, definitely using it for that.
Call of Duty.
That's also something that like has to have it like. That's dev time. Like they have to put that in there. And if the Switch 2 is as popular as the first Switch, the 100% they're going to go through that effort. It just kind of feels like an HD Rumble thing for me, where yeah, it's there and it's awesome and it works great when they use it, but we don't really see it a lot.
Yeah. It's another thing they could give us more plastic to buy. Because there almost has to be a thing where you like jam it into like a mouse like thing, and it's like, oh, there you go, there's the Nintendo mouse or whatever you want to call it. But I'm hyped for this console. Again, like John said, this is everything I needed it to be. I just wanted Nintendo to say something. I don't want Genki, I don't want D-Brand, I want Nintendo specifically. Also, looking back at D-Brand real quick, looking at these Joy-Cons, that wasn't the Switch 2 in the actual device, because that was a solid red and blue on the side. So now I just don't know what leaks to believe, who to believe. Mm-hmm. But now I got Nintendo's word, and Nintendo sometimes lets me down, but, you know, here we are. Switch 2. It's great.
You know, I do want to point out one thing, just because it came to my mind with the mouse functionality thing. What do you think the odds are we get a top-down Zelda game that's like a point-and-click adventure that utilizes that?
We're talking like Super Mario RPG type deal.
Yeah, like RPG style top down, like point and click adventure game, but Zelda. Like, how much do we think that will be the gimmick for the next Zelda?
I wouldn't say the next Zelda. I'll give it like a 6 out of 10 that if they're going to do another major Zelda and there's a smaller game in between, it could be that smaller game. Maybe. I don't know. I would just like a better Zelda. But they're going to give us Tears of the Kingdom upscaled, so I'm fine with that for now.
Like I said, just thought that I had. Because I was like, what can they use that functionality for?
That's a big question. I'm sure it'll be a gimmick in some games. Like, that could be really good for like a Mario Party game in some mini games. Maybe a new Super Mario Maker. But like, I don't see them like designing an entire game around it very much, at least.
I mean, 1-2 Switch. They're 1-2 Switch 2 or something.
I was just about to say. I was.
They already have 1-2 Switch 2.
I was about to say
1-2 Switch.
The launch lineup, we do have the big hitters, but Nintendo going Nintendo, and they're gonna do this party whatever game that you play once with your friends, and like, hey, yeah, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I would like an ARMS too. Maybe that. Switch it up a little bit, no pun intended. But yeah, there's going to be a weird party game or something. Yeah, there we go. A weird party game. It has to happen. It has to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, I need some type of hope or anything. Is the screen an OLED? Are we thinking it's that, or do they just say, no, you get the OLED like 2 years from now?
I think, yeah, it will be a thing down the road. Because we already know this thing's going to be more expensive than the Switch 1, plus tariffs, plus rising costs in general. We're already looking at, I think, at bare minimum $400 for this, and that could be on the low end for what we see.
I mean, that's what's rumored.
Yeah. I think Nintendo wants to keep this as cheap as possible.
And I'm going to wait for the special edition version of the Switch 2. Because I know they're going to drop a Pokemon one or some Zelda one that looks amazing. And
give me a launch CA one.
Yeah, like, I need the special edition stuff right away. I don't need it, like, 10 years down the line when I don't care about the console. But, in general, any closing thoughts here on the Switch 2? And, yeah, I'm going to pass it off to you guys.
I'm just excited to see more. I'm glad that we finally got confirmation on it, and it looks good, and Mario Kart 9 is a confirmed game.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for it too. I'm hoping, praying that when we get the full announcement, they actually show that they did something really good with, like, community functionality is really all I'm going to say with it, like parties and everything.
That's all they need to do. Just give us party chat on the console. We don't ask for much. I'm not asking for a video chat like Discord or anything. It'd be nice to have Discord on the Switch too. But, you know, just give me a party chat. Come on, I want to trash talk while I play Mario Party with my family. Because that's what you do when you own a Switch. You gotta let them know. But, in closing, if you want to talk more about the Switch 2, join our Discord because links to that is always in the video description down below. Go check out more articles on the Game Sandwich website because we got no shortage of things to talk about in the Switch 2 world. And as of right now, I've been Kalo, joined by John Hansen and Aiden, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.